complying with state regulations was one of the reasons why companies didn't use Regulation A anymore. And as many of us recall, we reached a deal on the floor to remove most of the state preemption, although we allowed it in some circumstances. Can you describe the work that the state securities regulators have done since the Jobs Act was passed to streamline their compliance for Reg A plus offerings?
Thank you, Congresswoman Maloney. Yes, we've done a fair deal of work. Some of it was highlighted in my oral comments. What we have done, we recognized, I think, that with the GAO study that we could be better at doing these types of offerings. We could be more consistent, we could be more timely. We put in place a coordinated review system that, as I said, would result in the initial determination of clearance or need for additional work within 21 business days. This is something that we have signed an MOU on. We are committed to this. We believe this provides excellent service to the companies in our state and other states that want to raise capital. I think that what's been described here by Mr. Miller and the fact that he had jurisdictions that understood what he was trying to do is an important concept. We understand what companies are trying to do when they raise capital in our states. We want them to succeed. We think it's very important. The days of a regulator trying to find a way to deny offerings is just over. We don't do that. We need these companies in our state. The system that we propose is very timely. It is a one-stop filing, and it is a filing that will be made via email with our state initially. Eventually, it will go up on our electronic filing system that we are developing and will be available for Form D filings in November of this year. This is something that, given the timelines, and I would note at the back of my written testimony, we have the timeline laid out in a table that I think is pretty easily understandable. But quick decisions, decisions that are based on one set of guidelines, this results in certainty, I think, for the filers, and is a good thing for the filers and is a good thing for the states.
Well, can you discuss the areas where you think state security regulators can play a role that the SEC can't play? Is it mostly protecting the mom and pop retail investors or regulating small securities offerings?
Well, I think we do both.
What do you think you offer that the SEC does not offer?
Well, I think we do, as the initial question, I think we do both. As I said, the mandate that I think most states have is protect investors and foster capital formation in our states. I think the role that we can play that the SEC doesn't play is that we are local and we are available. We understand that if somebody has a problem with an offering in our state, an investor, that the call is going to come to us, whether it's a federal offering or a state offering. It's not going to Washington, D.C. We also understand that from the standpoint of an issuer, if there is a problem and we are deemed to be intransigent or otherwise not responsive to an issuer, that we're going to hear about it not only from the issuer, but probably from our governor as well. So we're very responsive, and we understand the needs of these small companies.
Ms. Tierney, could you talk about your